have my gym clothes on. I was getting ready to eventually go to the gym. If you guys have seen my vlogs, you know I sometimes just don't go to the gym and I just put on my clothes and I feel better. But I wanted to just film this for you guys because I think it'll be fun just to kind of relax and sit in my little nook with me. But two quick things before I actually get into all my favorites. One is thanks for all these amazing comments on my latest videos. You guys have been so sweet and so genuine and so awesome. Like, it's honestly the coolest thing to interact with you guys on YouTube and on Instagram and on Snapchat. And now my vlog channel. It's really, really fun. So thank you guys for all those really sweet comments, especially the one that you left with me and my twin sister on our Get Ready With Us first impression video. It was just so much fun. She is, you know, one of my biggest supporters. Obviously, she's my twin sister, but she actually genuinely likes watching my videos. So when she was able to kind of read all the comments that you guys left, it was just a really cool thing for us to talk about together and read together. So thank you guys so much for all that sweet feedback. Number two is I just wanted to share and hopefully entice you guys to click over to my vlog channel and to subscribe on there. I posted a few vlogs on this channel before, so I wanted to just like dedicate it and just put it all on there. With that being said, it's kind of harder to find. It's kind of trickier to find me just by typing. So what I'll do is I'll post a couple of pictures on here. The first picture I'm showing is a picture of my actual channel, so you just click on my channel. Then to the right of the channel, you'll see an extra little thing that says my other channel, and it'll say my vlog channel. The reason I called it Susie's Diary is because I used to be an avid diary writer, like intense. Every single day I wrote about everything. This is just like a perfect way and a perfect segue to do a diary type of entry and to vlog and to document pretty much my life as an adult and my life as a married lady. That's kind of why I did my vlog, and hopefully you guys will click on that and subscribe. I think if I get a certain amount of subscribers on there, maybe the first 100 or so, I will read a diary entry. So we'll start with our empties first because that's always the boring stuff that I can finally throw in the trash. Empties, the first empty is this NARS bronzer. I had this one, this is in the color Laguna. This is actually one from my kit. I just decided to be done with it. It's very impossible to get all these little edges. This one's pretty much done and I need to get rid of it. The next empty is this Bioderma. This is in, I actually bought this when I was in Italy several years ago. And this is pretty much the only like fun thing I bought in Italy. Besides a really cool hat. Was okay. It was actually good. If you want to know like my thoughts about all things makeup removers, some of my favorite makeup removers and some of the removers are just kind of like okay, I'm gonna link that video down below. It's literally all about removers. I won't repurchase this only because I don't live in Italy and I don't live in, you know, the UK, so I can't buy these. But if I did have access to them, I wouldn't buy these again. So I'll just stick to my Garnier ones. Those are awesome. Then, you know me, I have to have one of these. This is what gets all this niceness going on. Literally, my hair yesterday was a disaster, and this really helps out. So I already have 2 backups of these already. Another thing I have is just these baby wipes, but honestly, baby wipes are baby wipes are baby wipes are baby wipes. They're all the same. So this is actually a new empty of mine. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set. I bought this a while ago and I actually used it a lot. So what I will say about this spray is that it doesn't necessarily make my makeup last all day long. Honestly, I haven't really found one that does that. But what this does do is it like breaks apart some of the powder if my face is a little too tight or if my face is a little bit too matte. I like to kind of spray this on just to kind of bring some life back into my skin. So I really did like this, and I also like this a lot for foiling any eyeshadows, especially if I didn't want to use my Fix Plus, which is a little bit more expensive. I just like to use this. So I actually did already buy a backup of this guy because I really did miss it, and I needed it in my collection like bad. And they actually have these in a travel size. They have a little baby version at Ulta that they sell, which is so cute in the little section where you have to buy all those little thingamajiggers. Oh, and then you can hardly see, this is just a little sample of a perfume. This is Daisy by Marc Jacobs. My sister Sandy, this is her scent, and she gave it to me. And actually there was a time when I was working, I was not in a very happy place mentally. Anything that would make me happy, I needed it in my surrounding, like in my office. And this was one thing. So I would spray it on myself and I would just feel so much better because it reminded me of my sister. And Sandy is very positive, very energetic, always on 10 for better or for worse. We fight about it all the time because I'm like kind of mellow. I ran out of this and it was actually at the perfect time because I was actually making a nice transition into my new life, and I didn't need it anymore. So, but I do love the perfume Daisy. It's a really good, yummy scent, and it just is Sandy. So it's sweet, it's happy, but it really was that important to me at that time. So when I ran out of it, it was like, so everything is very much has a deeper meaning. I'm gonna buy a full set of this though because it smells good too. And then the rest are mascaras. First one, you guys obviously probably see me use the Maybelline, the Falsies. This is in the waterproof version. I just ran out of it and it was time for me to dispose of it because it was nice and dry. This was a L'Oreal Telescopic Extensions. This is a very small brush, ideal kind of for like the bottom lashes. I found that it just didn't really do anything dramatic or anything great. It made my lashes very spiky. It was waterproof, so it did stay, but I only usually use this on my bottom lashes. It was just okay, so I'm probably not gonna buy this again. The next one I found because of a YouTuber, and it's the Lash Accelerator. This was the weirdest mascara of life. It like didn't dry. Like I'd put it on and I'd wait a while. Granted, this isn't waterproof, but still, this is from Rimmel. But it never dried on my lashes. So there was like literally times where I was like waiting for this to dry and it would like ruin my makeup because if I like went like this, it like smeared all over. So I won't be buying this again. It didn't do anything amazing on any of my lashes at all. It was just kind of generic, I guess. I'm pissed that I even bought it. Then there's this CoverGirl Clump Crusher. This is when the Clump Crusher came out. Like this is a while ago. But I bought this because of another YouTuber as well. And I thought, well, this will be good for separating my lashes and making sure that they stay nice and individual. And again, this didn't really do anything crazy, just kind of feel like a generic one. I bought it in waterproof, but so much time has passed at this point that, oh. Okay, on to my favorites. So, the first favorite is actually a nail polish. This is a unique nail polish though. This is called Pink Armor Nail Gel, and I actually found this at Bed Bath & Beyond. There's a section by the female beauty department kind of area where it's a as seen on TV section. And so I saw this and I was like, huh, like what's that about? So what this does is actually, if you can tell, it kind of looks clear, but it's actually like a pink tint to it. If you put this on your bare nails, it makes your nails look like you just buffed them out, and they're very shiny, obviously because it has like a nice shine to it. But the pink hue in it makes it look very healthy, and it kind of like gets rid of all the discoloration on your nails. I actually used this on a photo shoot that I did with a jewelry line. A lot of the shots were going to be with my hands and like doing one of these and doing these and one of those and hand and a lot of hand. And she was so happy. The photographer also loved the nail polish. She's like, your nails look amazing. And it wasn't really that I had like a manicure or my nails were particularly long or anything like that. It was the tint that this gave. This was fairly inexpensive, Bed Bath & Beyond, but honestly it's so worth every penny. I love this. It makes my nails look just so clean and like very adult, and it dries really fast too. The next nail item actually is another favorite of mine. This is the Wet n Wild One Step Gel. I've talked about one, I think I talked about condensed milk in my last video, but this is another one that I really like. It's called Pale in Comparison. Honestly, it looks like a white. In the tube and in the container, it actually looks kind of like a pink, like a pale pink, but it looks more white to me. I like to use this on my toes. It just looks so clean, like those like white nail polish toes where they make a nice crisp like edge on every single nail. I think this is the best version to use on your toes. It just looks so clean and classic, and honestly you can pair anything and any outfit with white toenail polishes. And if you really needed to, you don't have to set it with a top coat, so you can just leave it by itself. I hardly ever have hair favorites because I don't do a lot with my hair, which is probably why this tub is like not even use that much. Bumble and Bumble thickening hairspray. So the way this works, you actually put it in your hair when it's kind of damp before you blow dry it or even style it or even let it dry. So you brush it, you spray it all over your hair. Be careful though. I have very hairy arms. So if I'm ever spraying this when I'm not wearing like a long sleeve or even a t-shirt, it'll get on my arm hairs and it'll feel nice and like crispy. So just be careful if you have like hairy arms like me. But this stuff is amazing. It does feel like a hairspray if it lands. I never tried this with dry hair. I've only tried it with damp hair. And it adds so much texture and like grittiness to your hair. Spray this all over your hair and then you blow dry it. You can do a round brush or you can just blow dry it naturally. It adds like height to your hair. I have the limpest baby straight hair that this world's ever seen, and not a lot of it. And this makes a huge difference when I want it to be down, but I want some volume. Just it'll give you a little something extra, a little bump. All right, I already talked about these guys. I have not done a full-on video on them yet. I'm so sorry, but I did show how to use them in my video with my sister from our first impressions. So I already bought this one before. I've talked about this one. This actually was one of my favorites. This is in the color Gleam from NYX. It's their little liquid illuminators. They are awesome. But I was curious to see how the gold and the pure gold look like. So what I actually do, I've used it several different ways. If you guys want me to do a video on a few ways of how to use these, I was gonna compare and do a video of this with the MAC like pots, the little cream, I can't remember what they're called. So if you guys want me to do a comparison video about those, please let me know. I think it'll be fun. Like this video, or maybe even comment below and say you'd like to see some kind of video on the highlighters. But these are amazing. They look really, really great when you mix them with foundations. They're not so overly shiny or even glittery, because that'll make me look oily and gross and it'll accentuate my pores, so I don't want that. But this doesn't do that. And I love them especially when you have before you set your face, or before you put any powders on your face and you just use a damp beauty blender, dab it just right here. Oh, it's so beautiful. My favorite is actually both of these, but the new favorite is Pure Gold. And it's already down to here. Like, really? For setting my face, this has been literally the best thing, especially this summer. I'm an oily skin girl. I get really oily right here. You don't have to, like, you look at me once and then you look again and I'm oily. I've used the Airspun powder before, and the Airspun has some kind of coloring in it that's like throws me off. It doesn't look that great on me. And then I've also used the banana powder, which is great, but it does have that yellow hue, but it doesn't necessarily keep me from being matte all day long. It just kind of sets it. The Laura Mercier powder keeps me dry and matte all day long. I will say though, it does suck out all the moisture, so there might be areas where like your face feels kind of tight. I know there's times where I'm like, oh, my face feels tight and I need to spray that like this L'Oreal guy, but that's like a thing that I actually love about this powder. It really does set everything. Ooh, I forgot about this highlighter. I just realized that I've never really like shown or like talked about how often I use this highlighter. This is the color Gilded Honey. It's from Laura Geller. You guys have probably heard about it 1,000,001 different times from 1,000,001 different, you know, YouTubers, Instagrammers, or whatever. But it's a really, really good highlighter. It's kind of like foolproof. The Becca Jaclyn Hill color Champagne Pop highlighter. That one, it's kind of like you have to be very careful because it's very, very sparkly. Not glittery, but it just has a very high shine to it. The Soft and Gentle is a little bit chunkier. Gold Deposit Soft and Gentle, they're a little chunkier. This one's so fine where it looks like it's like naturally coming from your skin. The biggest trick to making your skin look like skin is to have some kind of shine into it, or to have some kind of dewiness. I personally don't like to have a dewy kind of wet look, but I like it to be wet right there. And still stay matte and add this, and my face will keep from getting oily, but it's gonna still look like it's skin because of that nice highlight. So it's awesome. One mascara that I was just kind of like, is it really that good? Is the L'Oreal Waterproof Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. This is amazing. It makes my lashes look very thick. They don't separate so much where they look spidery. They don't collect so much where they look clumpy. And it keeps the curl really nice. It doesn't also give, it doesn't look hard or crunchy on my lashes. So this mascara pretty much does everything I want a mascara to do. And it also has a matte finish to the lashes. That's one thing I'll say that some mascaras don't. I like the wand too. It's pretty simple, nothing crazy, but I like what it does to the top and bottom lashes too. One thing I tested out this week, if you've seen my vlog, hopefully you'll subscribe to it, because I promise you I talk about a lot of stuff on there, and sometimes I do first impressions on there. But one first impression that I did on there, I was kind of like testing it out, I was a little scared and stuff like that, I was talking about this Revlon glue. This is the lash glue. I talked about the white lash glue last month, of my favorites, but this lash glue is just as good. The only trick with this one, I have to say, is that it's hard to tell when you brush it. So it's a brush applicator. But the only trick is that it's hard to see how much glue you put on it, especially if you're working with a black band. The other thing is, it's also hard to tell when the glue is dry enough then to apply on your lashes. Even the black duo glue is gray, and then it kind of turns a little darker gray when it's ready to apply on your lash. This is straight up black, and it looks straight up black. So the nice thing about the Revlon glue though is that it dries pretty quickly, so you really just have to kind of wait anyways for like 2 seconds. Lip colors, I've just kind of been all over the place. I haven't been wearing one thing consistently. The name's rubbed off on them. One is Beeper, and I think one is Clueless. I don't know, but they're these two, and I love them, but I don't know the names. So that's not helpful. But one I do know the name of, and I've used a lot, and I love a lot, is 69 Matte Beauty. It's their Milani regular lipsticks, but it was from their matte collection. This color, pretty much a beautiful, neutral, not deathly nude wearable lipstick. It looks exactly like the color Taupe from MAC. In my opinion, it's the same texture. They were the exact same to me. When I bought this one, I felt so silly because I was like, I already bought MAC Taupe. Like, why did I need this one? So I gave MAC Taupe to my sister because I didn't need it, and I love it. I also like Milani's lipstick smells. They smell so good. Those are all my monthly favorites. I hope you guys liked it. Hopefully this kind of chill, relaxed setting was fun for you guys as it was for me. I'll see you guys in my next video, and hopefully I will catch you guys on my vlog channel. Bye guys.